Welcome, Facebook. This is the Millennials and Money podcast, Millennial Summer Part 2. I am Ahmad Scott, aka Ahmad the Great, affiliate of Millennials and Money and licensed financial professional. And I am so happy, so excited to be joined today by my co host, the lovely, the beautiful, the extraordinary, Ms. Walker.
Yes, this is Regina Walker, aka Rich Gina. I'm so happy to be with you, Ahmad. We haven't been together since the first show.
What? Really?
It's
Wow,
been that
that's been a
long.
while.
13 episodes ago.
Yes, 13 episodes ago. Me and Rich Gina, we're back again.
I
Tag
know.
team, back again. Hey. Gina's so silly. So last week it was me and Yancy holding it down. You ladies were out enjoying your margaritas and all your drinks and on the beach lounging. You come back with a nice glow.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Smelling like a vacation.
Vacay is good.
How has your millennial summer been?
My millennial summer's actually been pretty good, pretty steady. Workflow, all those things. But, it's always good to have a good work-life balance,
Hey,
have a little vacay, have a little, work.
So it's all about managing that time well, right?
Yes, you have to manage your time.
That's extraordinary. So today, guys, we're going to be talking about time. In this part of Millennial Summer, we're going to talk about the value and the importance of time. As millennials, we have so much of it. So, but are we using it properly? Are we properly utilizing our time? Are we managing our tasks, right? Are we taking advantage of all this time? Not all of us, but after this episode, you'll definitely be like a time master, a time wizard. You know what I mean? Even though
I like that name.
Right?
Yeah.
Which one?
Time wizard.
Time wizard?
Yeah,
Yes. What about time warlock? Isn't that like the same? Like,
I don't know.
Time warlock, right?
Yeah.
That sounds more.
That's more
cool.
you. Yeah.
Okay. I'm a time warlock, guys. That's what we're doing. But again, let's go ahead and let's take a break. Let's pause for the Twitter thumbs. Let's pause for you social media heads out there. And if you haven't already, please share this video. Invite somebody else to watch with you. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to be that person who's managing your time well and then all your friends, they're still showing up late. I'm guilty of that. Yes. You're always, not managing their time well, being disrespectful to you and your time. So go ahead and tag them, bring them on. And go ahead and follow and like all our posts on our Instagram page. It's millennials_and_money on Instagram. You're already here on our Facebook. So again, like, share, and
subscribe
and follow. Yes. So go ahead and do that. But again, if this is your first time tuning in, you are so blessed to be in such a great space. We're great millennials. Me, Ahmad, Regina, right? Yes. And Millennials and Money, what we do here is we provide life-altering, life-changing, life-enhancing financial information that you can use in your everyday millennial life to go ahead and make your finances even better, right? Yes. So as you advance in your career and your life and you start making more and more money, then we're going to be that system for you, right? Yeah. Your go-to, your accountability partner to help you go ahead and make sure your money is in the right place, that it's working well for you, and you're not the only one working hard and your money's being lazy. How about that? Does that sound like a good trade-off?
Yes, make your money work harder than you do.
Yes, right? So we're going to get into this and start talking about time, right? We're about a couple weeks into the summer. Summer officially kicked off, June 21st, June 23rd. So we have a couple more months left of summer, and we just want to make sure that oh man, we're here in Houston, Texas, and it is hot. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's like 90 degrees.
Well,
so
this weekend we're gonna get to 100. So officially 100 degrees.
It's 100 every day, man.
It is.
It's 8 o'clock outside right now, and it's like 96.
Yeah.
I mean the humid, like, whew, man.
Takes your breath away.
My hair, like, I'm natural, so. It just, the humidity it doesn't do well. Regina, I see you working your curls.
Yes.
How does that humidity do to your hair?
I stay indoors, so the humidity does not affect my hair, thank God.
Oh my God. Man. So with time, when we're talking about time, we talk about you have so much of it, right?
Yes.
But are we using it properly?
I don't believe we are.
And is it valuable? For us, for millennials, we have our greatest asset, our greatest resource is time, right? Mm-hmm. Some of us are going to retire in 30, 35, 40 years from now when we consider retirement, when we hit that acceptable 65, 62-ish range. We have, that's 30 plus years away. That's so much time that we have available to us to do so much, and it allows for us to have advantages, right? Where we can go ahead and take a little bit more risk, invest here, spend a little bit more time to build up our income, so that we can put it in a proper place to make more money. And then it also gives times for those slacker offers to Oh, I have more time to do this. So you ever don't want to be in that space.
I was
to
in
where
that
you're
position.
figuring out. So how did you come up out of that position, Regina? Let them know.
I joined us. I had a family member. Literally, how I got into this business. My family's always been a part of in the financial services industry for like last 14, 15 years or so. But they just kept talking to me about it, so I would be aware. So it took a long time. So 3 years ago, I made the decision to know more and to really learn more. But it took that length of time. What they were in the business 10 years before I even like really gave them the time of day to really understand. But it took me really seeing that I needed to make a change. Like it was some things that I needed to do. But when they were talking to me about it, I was so focused on graduating, doing other things, and the things that are of a priority, but you can walk and chew gum at the same time. I could have learned about money so I wouldn't be in the financial debt and, student loan debt and credit card debt and all those things, which I don't have a lot of credit card debt, but mainly it's just student loan debt for me. So I wouldn't have had to, cross those hurdles that, that.
You said something very important, Regina. You said the fact that you waited until you were done with those things then to address it. And a lot of us, we tend to do that, right? We're like, okay, I have the money now. Now what I do with it, right? I blew so much money. I'm broke now.
Yes.
I'm doing this. Now what I do with it. So it's really taking that time to learn. And that's what we're here for, guys. We're here to, if you don't have it now, if you do have it, if you're ready to start learning, we're here for all stages of your financial development, your financial growth, wherever you at. We want to meet you exactly where you are so we can walk you through it and make sure that, you hit those proper thresholds and those goals that you have for yourself. So in terms of you, how much time, what's your retirement number? What's your number that you have? At what age?
I actually want to, I don't really consider myself retiring per se because what we do is so fulfilling that, you can do it up forever, until, right? To help families, to help multiple generations. It's always been something I've always wanted to do, is to help people. So I don't necessarily see myself retiring, but I can see myself like slacking off, like where I can relax and do things like about 50, because I ain't got time to be working up and hard in my 60s.
So you clearly have over 25 years of time now.
I wish.
No. How much time you have?
We're gonna talk about another day. But I'm not 25, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Regina's not that old, guys. She put on the front, but she's not that old. But when we're talking about time and the advantages that we have with it, you definitely want to make sure that you're doing the proper things with your time. So take this time to plan out your future, right?
Yes.
A lot of times we live for the weekend, we live for our birthday week or our birthday month or
vacation.
Or some event, right? We plan short term for the next big thing that's coming up as opposed to thinking about that long term. And it's gonna be up on us, even though we have a lot of time, it'll be up on you sooner than you know.
Yeah.
It goes from 1 week to a month. Now it's 3 years later and it's like, oh man, like I still haven't thought about this or I still haven't thought about those things. And something that we learned from generations before us that they tell us all the time, had I known this when I was your age, had I did this when I was your age. Now
don't be a shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Exactly. Yeah. You have all this information that someone's telling you. If they would have done the things that you have available to you at the same age, they would be so much further. So heed that message and go ahead and take advantage and use your time properly.
And even creating a will. I know like in our culture, most of us, we don't necessarily have a will because they think, oh, I'm going to die if I create a will. You're going to die regardless. Like one way or another, we're going out of this world. But it's always best to be prepared because I've seen too many times where people have passed on and young kids are still there, so they're trying to figure out where the kids should go or this and that, and your belongings. It's always good to just set things in order, so then you can have that peace of mind. If something was to happen to you today or tomorrow, whatever, that that everything is going to be taken care of. And I even had to do that for myself because I want to practice what I preach, and I was like, well, I'm telling people to get a will, and I haven't even really set up the time to really set my stuff up. So I became my own client. I was like, let me get myself together and do the things I need to do that I'm telling my clients to do. Because I ain't trying to be sitting up here and I'm on my, God forbid, on my deathbed or something like that. And somebody trying to pull the plug on me. Nah, player, you ain't going to be pulling no plug.
Trying to get your stuff in order, right? And that's important for us as financial professionals. is that we're our best clients, right?
Yes.
We always hear that being preached to us at every seminar, every session we go to, is be your own best client.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that we do. So we're not telling or asking you guys to do something that we're not already practicing, that we're not already doing. So go ahead and take this time and think about those things, because they're going to come up. They're going to be important, whether you have kids now or you plan to have a family. If you already have a family, think about those generations to come, because somebody thought about that for you if you're in a good place right now. So go ahead and do that. And then you don't want to continue on those generational curses or things that's been holding people back. So we have the time, guys. This is our greatest resource. We're the biggest generation in American history, the millennials. We're here. We're going to take over. It's already happening. But let's do it smart. Let's do it financially. And if we practice and we plan good financial habits, we'll definitely create a better environment, not just for ourselves, but for the generations to follow.
For our kids and future grandkids and all those other people that are going to be here.
So we definitely have to have good financial standings and good plans in place. So we want to make sure that we utilize that time. So again, we have so much time available, right? You have all this future ahead of you. What are you doing with that future? So think about that, Courtney. What are you doing with your future? Have you planned, right? Have you set your goals for next week, for next month? We're halfway through the year. How are you doing, right? How are you doing with your goals that you set out for 2018? It's not too late to reach those goals. And it's definitely not too late to create new ones that you can go ahead and strive for and definitely take out and reach, right? So last podcast, we talked about the great Jessica Martinez of Millennials and Money. I always talk about rechecking your vision about this time of year. So recheck your vision, check your time, see where you are, and make sure that you're heading in the right path. And if you're unsure if you are, right, you have some questions, you want somebody to confide in, you want an accountability partner, reach out to myself, as you see right here, right, Ahmad Scott. At gmail.com. You can reach out to Regina. Where can they find you, Regina?
I'm on all the social medias as Regina Walker, and you can reach me on my email. You shall see it down there, and just give me a call. Shout out to me. I'm here to help. We're all here to help.
Yeah, so you can definitely email the brand if one of the millennials that you connected with on a past podcast, that being Kiara, that being Cassandra, or Yancy, who else? Betty. We have so many. Jessica. If there's any of those people, right? If there's any of those people who are not here today, you can definitely email the Millennials and Money, right? info@millennials, the letter N, money.com. You can reach out to us. You're already here on our Facebook. Send us an inbox message if you prefer Instagram. Slide in our DMs on Instagram and find us. If you're here locally, we're definitely on Meetup, so you can come out to any of the workshops we have. We do them each and every week. We're so excited about the workshops that we provide, and it's millennial based. It's something that you'll understand. We speak in the language that we speak every day. It's not complicated financial jargon that you won't understand or you'll feel that's going over your head.
No, it's very relatable.
Yes, it's very real, and take the time to come out. So it's 5 weeks out of the year. There's 52 weeks. All we need is 5 to change your life. Right, so come on out.
Yes, and they're very informational. Like, I know there's people, some of my clients have sat through it, and they're like, man, I wish I would have known this. This is good information to really take in, and but it's knowledge is only good if it's applied. So you can learn everything, but if you're not applying it to your everyday life, it's really not. It's a waste of your time, and we don't want to waste time. So
so tell them again. Tell them about applied knowledge.
What?
That it's the most important. You just said it, right?
I was like, what else do you want
Growing
me to say?
Growing up, you hear knowledge is power, but applied
knowledge is powerful.
Correct.
It's the most powerful thing. You have to apply it. I mean, what's the good of learning it if you're not going to use it? And that's wasted knowledge. We don't want to waste it.
We're not wasting knowledge over here.
No.
So we want to get into talking about, we're going to pull up our famous and our awesome Blue Book, right? So again, if you don't have this book, it is our financial Bible. It's our financial go-to, right? We're the Blue Book Bandits. I like that name, the Blue Book Bandits. Yay! Right? So we're the Blue Book Bandits. Our Blue Book is about 86 pages of really good financial information. It covers everything from beginning to end, whether you're investing, whether you're saving for retirement, whether you're trying to do annuities, you're trying to establish yourself with a budget, get yourself in order with an emergency fund. It covers every single thing in very plain language. 86 pages. You can read that again. You can read it in a day. You can read it in a week. But it's definitely something that you want to get your hands on. So please contact us. We'll give it to you. We're not going to charge you for it. We'll give you the information, but you have to apply the knowledge that's in there. Right, Regina?
Yes. Apply it.
Apply the knowledge. And if you come out to one of our workshops, we'll make sure you have that book in hand along with
and
our
a workbook.
And our workbook for our workshops. How about that? We're not just talking to you, but you're actually writing along as you do it. So we're gonna get into using the time well, right? We talked about all the time we have, so now we want to talk about using
the
it well,
wealth formula.
Right? And what you always hear is people talk about time management, right? It's like, oh, I'm not good at time management. Time management sucks. I want to go ahead. We were talking about pre-show, right, about millennial myths, right? We're not going to talk about the myths that we discussed because it'll be very
confrontation.
Hashtag unpopular opinion on my part. But one of the myths is that you can manage your time. Oh, I'm really good at time management. What I would like to tell you guys is it's how you manage the task that you have within that time. So be good at task management, right? So eliminate that word, eliminate that phrase time management from you, and it's how you manage your task, right? Are you a cook, Regina?
I love to cook.
You play in the kitchen a little bit?
Cook, bake, all that good stuff.
So if for those cooks out there, when you're getting ready for what's a big cooking holiday? Thanksgiving, right? You're getting ready for Thanksgiving. I'm sure you don't prepare one dish. When that dish is done, then you start working on the next dish. Is that how people cook?
No
one does that
all day.
Right? You'll be there all day, as Regina just said. So as you're preparing as the turkey's cooking in the oven, I'm pretty sure you're chopping up something for the next dish.
Yeah, I don't cook the big meals, but yes.
Yep,
yeah,
something's
I know the
cooking
process.
on the stove. So that's an example of managing your time well, right? You tell people to come over by 4 or whatever your family times is. But you want to make sure, how do you have that dinner prepared? You're making like 6-7 dishes in that one house. People are going to bring over a little sides here or there. But it's managing those tasks. It's, okay, if I put the turkey in at this time and I do this. And that's how we're talking about using your time well. So I don't have enough time in the day. What do I do?
Well, I know how you're talking about meal planning and all this. What we do now, because we're the new generation, since now our parents and grandparents ain't necessarily doing all the cooking anymore. So what we do is everybody brings something. Yes. So everybody ain't in the kitchen all day. You may be doing 1 or 2 dishes at the most, and everybody's bringing something. So that's how we manage our time well. So our parents and grandparents, of course, like I remember my aunt, she would cook all day. Her and my other 2 aunts, and they would be in the kitchen.
Some people start the night before, right?
Literally the day before, they're cooking everything, and they would be up all night cooking, and we didn't have to really do anything. It was them. They put in all the time and the effort. But now we just separated all of that, and everybody brings. So when everybody does, and
that gives you an opportunity to use the time better.
Yeah, to use your time, because we're all about time management, right? Or task management, as Ahmad would say.
Yes, so managing those tasks well. And that's all we want to tell you guys to do. If you feel as though I don't have enough time in the day, I have so much to do, I have to get my workout in, I have to meal prep or make my lunch or make my breakfast.
Go to work, 8 hours, 12
get myself together. You know what I mean? Some people, you guys look great. So I'm sure, you don't just wake up and look that way outside of Beyonce. So it takes some work to get you guys to look as fabulous as you do. So you want to make sure that you're able to cram all that in. So it's managing those tasks, right?
Yeah.
And what we found out a couple years ago, we did an exercise of setting timers for yourself of like, when this timer go off, I'm done with this task. So it kind of puts a little bit more urgency on you to let me not play around, let me not procrastinate, and make sure that I take care of this and get it done. Right? So we want to pull up the our blue book here and
page 7.
Page 7 of the blue book. So if you have it, you can follow along at home. If not, you can go ahead and look here on the screen. But page 7, it has understanding how money works, right? So this is one of my favorite concepts in the blue book. It's the wealth formula, right? Money doesn't grow on trees. You must work it. You must work for it. If you want to build wealth, there's a formula for you to build on. So we're talking about the time. And as you see in the wealth formula, you take your money and you add time to it. We're millennials. We just talked about having 30 plus years, so many years of time available to us that is so important. That is a really big key.
Yes.
If you come to one of our workshops, you'll hear one thing that we say, a phrase we say is $6 a day, right? Can you be able to put away $6 a day for later, right? So those $6 a day will accumulate into roughly $500,000. That's also in the blue book. We're not just throwing out figures for you. With the proper amount, if you follow the wealth formula with the proper amount of return, $6 a day over the course of time that you give yourself available, it can blossom, it can bloom, right? So we were talking about this again pre-show.
But you just got to put it in the right place.
Yes, and you got to give it the proper amount of time, right? So with cooking, right, you can't rush to turkey.
No.
You know what I mean? You got to give it the proper amount of time.
You'll be in the hospital the next day.
So you got to give it the proper amount of time. So we have that time available to you. So don't worry about, I don't have X amount of money. I don't have this many dollars, or it says it needs this.
Work with what you have.
Exactly. And if you add the right time to it, you follow this formula here, in due
you'll
time,
build wealth.
Exactly. So this formula is tried and true, right? It's going to happen. Take the money you have. You see there's no particular amount there. It just says money. You add the time to it. We're millennials. We have so much of it. We're using it properly. We're going to add a positive rate of return, right? Regina can tell you exactly how to do that. She's rich Gina, by the way. She knows what she's talking about, right? You're always going to have inflation. You're always going to have taxes. But at the end of the day, it's going to produce the same thing that it always does. Wealth, right?
Yes.
So that's something that we're happy about. We have that wealth. So we have for you guys, again, we talked about using your time well. All the time we have, using it well. Right? What are some examples? Drop us a comment. Go ahead and send us an inbox of how you use your time well. What's a way that you feel like I didn't have enough time and then you started changing your tasks, you started managing your tasks better. So tell us how you've been able to properly manage your tasks so that you can create enough time that you felt as though you didn't have, right? So that's some examples that we would like to see. So share with us so we can share it on a later show, or send us a Millie back question that we can talk about and discuss a little bit later. But you had an article for us, right, Regina?
Yes. We had an article talking about work-life balance.
Oh, that's big. I know you like that. That's your thing.
That is, I am here for the work-life balance. Like, I literally have talked to a lot of my friends and family that are true workaholics, that I let them know you have to have a life, like, outside of work, because these jobs ain't loyal to you. They ain't loyal.
That makes me think of the movie Baby Boy. If you ever seen that, or she was like, "Mama gotta have a life too, Jody." I'm sorry, that was so random. All the random things going in my brain.
And that would be the thing. No, but it's good to have work-life balance. I've always, I mean, ever since I think I've had a job, I've always had, okay, I got a life and I have work, but I'm not going to let work overconsume me, that where I can't go do the things that I want to do. I can't vacation. I can't have time with my family and friends and all these other things that I want to do. And even with hanging with my friends, I know I got to work. I got bills. I got all these other things. So you have to have a healthy work-life balance. And as millennials, I think majority of us have that, but a lot of us have a little bit more life than a little bit less work. That's a topic of another day.
We're out here living our best life, Virginia.
But and I know other people that like work, and I'm like, your family you got to spend some time with with your family too. So it's very important to have that balance. And so there was an article that was issued, actually literally talking about those things and how millennials, it's called "This is Why Millennials Care So Much About Work-Life Balance." And the first topic, it actually talks about how it defines success. And I truly believe that you can be successful and have a work-life balance. You don't have to work and consider that success. Let your wealth be your success. Let spending time with your family, let doing whatever makes you feel happy. If it's going, to be with the homeless and, do things, whatever is your purpose will make you happy. So you don't have to make a whole bunch of money to be considered successful. It's whatever you feel your success is. And so what do you think?
Yeah, it says here in the article, millennials don't view climbing the corporate ladder or owning tangible items, job title, house, salary, car, and the likes as success, right?
I completely agree with that statement.
Right? They view it as other things. So as we go through the article, let us know if you agree with some of these things, how you feel about it. But this is definitely where millennials place their value, right? How do you value your time? Where do you place it at? Because your job is going to tell you how much your time is worth. If you are salaried, if you're
them,
hourly.
it ain't worth much.
Yeah, like for them, it's like, okay, your time is worth $10, $15, X amount of dollars per hour to them, right? So if you have a different value upon your time, you got to figure out how do you value your time and where you're going to spend it the most. If you're an entrepreneur, right, your time is worth so much more because you're creating and you're building something so that you can get properly compensated for what you feel your time is worth. And
I know even some people, like when millennials, like they don't necessarily, when they off the clock, they off the clock.
Right.
You better call them when they are, and ask them anything because they ain't going to answer you. And I know my parents' generation, they work. I mean, it's just in their blood. Where us millennials, we want to do less work but get paid more. And that don't work. It don't necessarily work that way. I mean, what comes easy will go as quickly and as fast as you earn it. So I do believe in working hard for what you get, because you get in what you put in.
That's correct.
So
so what's the next topic we have here on
the next
article?
one is we're always on.
So it says here millennials are the first generation to enter the workforce with access to technology that enables them to seamlessly work remotely, which 75% of millennials want more opportunities to do. So this working from home, right?
Man, that's it. Right, that's popular. Hey, I've always been here for the work at home to work remotely, because it seems like you have a little bit more flexibility with your time. You don't have to worry about driving in this Houston traffic, because best believe it took me a good little minute to get here this traffic. And when you don't have to worry about that, you really do have a peace of mind. So if you have to be at work from 8 to 5, you can really you can get up out your bed at 7:45 and walk downstairs and get ready for 8 if you really wanted to, unless you have a meeting or something.
Let me tell you guys how big this is for Regina. As millennials, the Millennials and Money as affiliates, we have meetings, we come together, and it's like, hey guys, we're gonna meet up here, there, and Regina's like, we can't just do a Zoom call. Like,
I mean,
we can't just Skype it. Like,
why do we gotta be there? I
have to be there. Like, I can see you. She'll say that, and then she'll turn the camera off. Like, what's going on?
It's very convenient, because I mean, it's so many of us. Everybody can't get to the same place at the same time. It's very convenient whenever, even with appointments. Like I've done many appointments in Florida, New York, all these other states. I don't have why pay $500 for a plane ticket for a conversation when I can do that via Zoom or any other electronic device. And
so that brings us here. If you guys are hearing information, you want to get your financial life in order, you want to get back on track, you have some goals that you want to reach, or you just have some questions in general to see if you're on the right path, contact us. It doesn't matter if you're here in Houston, you're in New York, you're on
Canada,
in Hawaii,
we there.
Wherever you are, we can definitely set up technology. We can work remotely, and it's like we're right there in your living room having a conversation with you, as if we were knee to knee at the kitchen table. So definitely we have the resources available so that we can have that conversation with you. Nothing is stopping you but you. So contact us. Again, you can email us at info@millennialsinmoney.com. You can inbox us here on Facebook. You can slide in our DMs on Instagram. We're millennials_and_money on Instagram, as well as you can contact any of the Millennial affiliates individually, whether it be Cassandra or Yancy or Kiara or Chelsea or whoever else that you want to contact, myself or Regina, definitely at our personal emails that's available on our Facebook page. So there's no reason why you can't contact us and why you can't get your financial life in order. But continuing with the article, what do we have next, Regina?
So the next one is they're moving up.
So what is it?
So it says that nearly 1/3 of the millennials say that managing their work, family, and personal responsibilities has become more difficult in the past 5 years, and that's because more millennials are, having families, they're getting married, so it's getting a little harder for them to really manage their work-life balance with all the other things that are going on in their life. And it says 47% of millennial managers around the globe reported an increase in their hours at a time when many of them are moving into management and starting families. So, of course, when you're in a corporate America, they're going to work you, and they're going to work you hard, especially salary-wise. I mean, I've been in salary-paid positions, and yes, you have a little bit more flexibility with your time, but you're going to work most of the time, almost every single day, because you're at their beck and call. Like if they text you, no matter what time, call, whatever, you're there, and you have to, you're required to answer because you're on their time, and you don't get paid any extra. You don't necessarily get comp time or any of those things. And that's why I was like, I would never. I remember there was a CNO at a place where I've worked previously, and they were like, man, my nurses get paid more than me per hour because of how much time she puts in, because she's salary. So you think about a CNO makes buku, a good little chunk of change, and her nurses, because they get paid per hour and they get overtime, get paid more than them. So just because you're in a salary paid position, it's more stress. Most of them have a heart attack before they even get out.
This goes back to our previous topic about using your time well and managing well. So if you're able to properly manage those tasks, and there are some things you can't get out. Myself, working, being in management, I missed a Christmas with my daughter. I missed a Thanksgiving from having to work.
And that's what they're
yeah, and when she was young, she was learning to crawl. And I missed a lot of important milestone moments from being at work, working 14, 15 hours. Correct. So it's not always easy to explain. You want to provide, you want to do those things. So you definitely have to manage your time well and value yourself. Place that value. So where's your value placed on your time, right? How do you place proper value on your time? Right? Is your time being properly compensated? So as we're going through this article, we're seeing that work-life balance, but also you want to ask yourself, is my time being properly valued? And am I properly valuing the time myself? Are you allowing people
to steal your time?
Yeah, and to dictate it, right?
Because your family will steal your time. Not all family members are are
respectable of time.
No,
talk about it, Gina. You tell them, Gina. We'll get back to
not
that.
all of them are. So know what is a priority. So if you really need to get some things done, take care of the things that you need to get done. And your family or a friend or whoever it is should be understandable to if you tell them, no, I can't do that now. No, don't feel obligated to do something just because, they're you got something. Yeah, and you have something that's of priority for yourself. So that's another thing. That's another discussion. But I just wanted to.
It's another topic for another day.
It is. That is.
Again, contact Regina at Walker RR so that you can go ahead and get all the lowdown. You know what? You want to go to the After Show podcast, one-on-one with Regina, where she's breaking it down. She's reviewing. This is what Regina do. Regina has a podcast where she reviews old TV shows.
No, I
don't. Thelma and Louise, like MASH. Oh, Regina loves MASH. Like her ringtone is the MASH theme song. It is. But let's get back to the article.
What the MASH theme song is?
Don't
but
do
that
us
was
like
my
that.
Mom's show.
So article, it says number 4, right? Is their dual income, and this is definitely something that we push, that we are champions of, right? Is having that passive income. Millennials find it harder to achieve work-life balance because they are almost twice as likely to have a spouse or partner who works at least full-time than the generation before, baby boomers. So here, when they talk about dual income, they're talking about
both parents are working.
Two-party household where everyone's working and they're bringing in the resources. So if you're in that situation or if you're alone, we definitely tell you, hey, start looking into avenues for yourself, especially if you value your time way more. You're like, I am worth much more than this hourly pay that they're giving me. Find a way that you can start getting what you're worth.
But I know daycare is expensive. So I know like back in the day, there wasn't a lot of, daycares and all that stuff that were around. But now since more women are going to work, there's more, they don't have a choice but to put their kids in daycare or have someone else take care of them. Because I know my mom, right after she had my sister, she became a stay-at-home mom, and she never went back to work. And not everybody has that luxury of doing that, especially now because everything is so much more expensive. Inflation, everything is inflated.
What? So silent killer?
Inflation. your house and all these other things. Most people can't live on just one income if they're not. If they don't want the wife to work, most likely the husband has to find another, a second job or something, some way to supply the needs that the family has.
And this talks about topic number 2 with working remotely, right? So for some of those moms who have smaller kids or and they don't want to pay those extra expenses, working remotely is definitely a plus for them.
That is a true benefit.
And that's a lot of jobs that are coming up. There are a lot of people who work for tech companies where they work at home, where they can take over someone's computer and do different things like that, or get their work done from home. And you may have maybe once a week or once a month office check-ins where you're required to go in for something. But definitely see where you value your time, right? Figure out how your time is valued. Are you using it properly? And make sure that your life is set up that you're getting the most out of it. We have all this time, and the last thing you want to do is get to your golden years and you're regretting all the things that you did before.
I've seen that way too many times.
Yes, right? We're not against living your best life, You don't have time for these people out here. We agree that you should be living your best life, but make sure you're doing it financially responsible.
Yes.
Right? You don't want to have those horror stories or where you're you're still struggling together, but you have all these great memories. You can make memories and still be financially secure and financially responsible.
Yes.
So that is definitely something that we're pushing and we're advocating. So you were talking about how your relatives could waste your time, right?
Yes.
And there's a phrase that we use in our community is that wasted time is worse than wasted money. I can get the money back. I can recoup the money back, right?
But you cannot get time
but not
back.
the time. You there's no amount of money you can pay for 30 minutes of time, right? People can pay you for the time that you have, but once it's gone, you can't go back and get it back. That hasn't been invented yet, right? I think Elon Musk is working on something like that. He's working on so much things, or maybe Amazon is gonna have an app or something where you can go back and reclaim that time.
I wish.
Right?
Remember the time.
But Maxine Waters, right? Reclaiming my time. So you want to reclaim your time, right? You want to make sure that your time is not being wasted, that you're getting the most out of your time. And how do you do that, right? You set goals for yourself. You set a schedule for yourself. You make sure that you have a structured and scheduled day so that you're getting everything that you need out of your day. And if you have that set up, if you know what you're doing, where you're supposed to be at a certain time, and you're tasking well, then someone can't come in, hey, can you do this for me real quick? Or let me borrow this of your time, or do this and that, because you know you're not going to get it back. So don't just give away your time like that, right? Don't just give discounts on your time.
Yes, very, very well spoken, Ahmad. But I would say, like when I said about family, stealing your time and everything like that, I know whenever I first started this business, we have, the 2 trainings per week and everything like that. And that is very difficult for, even your family to get used to you being gone for those 2 days, at minimum 2 days a week, for the trainings. And now it's come, thankfully, there's a time now that they know, okay, don't call Regina during this time. Don't ask her to come during this time, because she's not going to come. At first, it was a big, uproar. And
it was tough, right?
It was tough, because they're like, well, you're not here. You can't go here. And so I've even, I can't go to every birthday party. I can't go to every baby shower. I can't go to every, all these other things that I typically would go to, because I have other priority. And it's not that I don't care about the family or anything like that, but there's people out there that need my help. If I don't speak to them, who will?
That is correct. And it's no is a complete sentence. You can say no and you don't have to explain behind
anything.
It's just no.
They ain't got to know your business.
And that's it. But I dealt with the same thing. Like early on, Saturday morning meetings, again, we have trainings and we have the workshops available for you, complimentary, free, whatever you want to call it, whatever makes you feel good.
Every single day of the week.
Yeah. Throughout the Houston market or wherever you are, contact us. If you're in the Carolinas, you're in the Midwest, you're on the West Coast, contact us. We'll send you to a financial center so that you can get these free financial workshops, and that'll help you on your path. But here in Houston, at the office that I attend, Tuesdays, Saturdays for my daughter, it was tough. Like, can I come? Like, no. Like, she's a cling to the leg. She's a shadow.
Oh yeah, she is a daddy's girl. Right? Oh my God, he wouldn't be able to walk.
So it was tough, right? But you have to place that value on your time. You have to understand what you're shooting for. If you don't have that goal, then so many things are going to distract you. They're going to pull you. You're going to say yes. And remember, every time you say yes to something, remember what you're, you know what I mean? Like what's getting your yes, right? When you give those yeses out, be scarce with your yes, right?
Your yes.
Understand that limit the yeses that you have, because you're saying no to something else, and something that you're possibly saying no to is probably more important, more valuable for that long term. So let's get out of the moment a little bit. But again, going back to this awesome blue book, I can't stress this enough. If you don't have the blue book, let me take my glasses off for this. If you don't,
your eyes got big.
Right? If you don't have the blue book, guys, get your hands on one of these blue books. Contact me, Regina. Contact the Millennials and Money as a whole, so that you can go ahead and get your hands on this extraordinary blue book. Again, 86 plus pages, about 86 pages of really good financial information.
It's
easy to read.
Information.
There's graphs, there's charts. I'm telling you, it is very easy to read, and you'll feel much better. You'll be more educated, and you'll be more confident going into financial matters. And definitely schedule that one-on-one with myself, with Regina, complimentary, free, whatever you want to call it. We're here to help you guys. You know what I mean? So going here to page 10 of the blue book, turn in the blue book. This is very important in terms of time, right? Not wasting your time.
Yes.
This is one of Regina's favorite concepts in the book, right? It's talking about
Yes.
Mr. Start Early versus Mr. Wait Longer. So what this breaks down is showing that investing your money over time to save for your golden years, right? So both of these guys are going to invest money saving for their retirement, right? So here they're retiring like Regina in their late 40s, early 50s. So we have the first guy, Mr. Start Early, right? He's invested $3,000. This is over a course of a year, right? So the first year he invested $3,600 and he started at 25, right? He did that for 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31.
7 years.
7 years worth of investing, $3,600 over the course of 12 months, which is not a lot. You guys could do the math. So as you see, he invested enough to where his money started working for him, which is what we implore. Get your money to start working for you. By the time you reach 48, what he had available to him was $128,361. His total contribution was $25,200 because he started early at 25. Yeah. Again, he only had to invest for 7 years before it started working for him. Right? You take somebody like...
And he probably stopped because he had a family.
You never know, right?
You know, we talked about that in the article.
Hey, and the millennials were starting families around that time in their 30s. So this guy, he waited till he was 32, right? The same amount of money, right? $3,600 a year, right? From 32 all the way to 48. So his total contribution was $61,000, $61,200.
And they had to stay for 17 years.
17 years. 7 years versus 17 years. So he's going to get out. If I've been saving for 17 years, man, I better have a lot of money. What does he have available to him? $131,221.
A little over $2,000 more.
That's exactly.
It. But
exactly.
He had to put in over twice.
So we talk about not wasting your time and the importance of really utilizing your time properly and not wasting it, not waiting. So we opened up this segment talking about our greatest resource, which is the time we have. But this is an example of when you
waste time.
When you waste the time, when you mistreat it, when you abuse it, and you don't do what you properly have to do with it. We showed you guys the wealth formula. The wealth formula was to show you that, hey, the money doesn't matter at this time because we're millennials. We have so much time. It's putting it away now so that it can start accumulating over time, right? Mm-hmm. And this showed you right here a prime example of if you just get started right now, you get started going, and then it'll start working for you. It'll start saving for you. So don't fear. This was just an example. So if you are 30, 31, 32,
you still have time. You still have time.
Yes,
so
you don't have to worry about,
worry.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to put in 17 years and don't. No, you do it properly. You put the money in there, and then you can only contribute for 7 years and it can still work out for you. But definitely want to get yourself a personal financial strategy. See exactly what your number is, and we tailor-made everything for your current situation. So it's not a cookie cutter. It's not a one size fits all. We're all different. We're all unique. We all have our separate challenges. So you want to get something that fits you like a glove. Contact Rich Gina, myself, Ahmad the Great, or any of the other Millennial affiliates so that we can get you guys in order and get things going right. We want to be out here living our best life, enjoy this millennial summer so that we can get it going, right?
Yes, we definitely need to.
So do you have any examples from clients that you've had that wasted time that come knocking on your door right before it's time for retirement?
Right before it's time.
Save my life. Give me $1 million in
Well, I mean,
2 years.
I've done presentations for, all age groups, from, the millennials to those that are just about to retire, those who have retired. Like I did a presentation just recently. It was a man that had just actually gotten laid off, and he was getting close to his full retirement, like where he could be able to access his full benefits and everything like that. And they laid him off right before that. Wow. So, I mean,
you're talking about these companies aren't loyal.
He's been there for years.
That is
and
tough.
It is. But the thing is, they care about the bottom line. It's all about the bottom line for any organization. It's a business. It doesn't matter if they're nonprofit, for profit. They still want to make a profit. Their goal is ultimately to make a profit.
You said a bottom line, right? Those companies have budgets. We guys preach to you all the time about the importance of having a budget. If you go back to our very first radio show when we were on radio, right? We were radio stars. We talked about the B word, the budget. Have a budget. It is not a shame. It is not a stigma. We need to remove that. It's like eating well, right? You may call it a diet, a meal plan, or whatever. It's about advancing yourself in your health. This is about advancing your financial health. You want it to be good. Budget yourself. These companies have a budget. And if they tell you there's no overtime, they tell
you better not get no overtime.
You follow their budget, right? They schedule, they order things based on a budget. Everything in this world works on a budget, right? You hear the world, our country's budget, right? The expense budget or the
deficit.
Or you hear the military budget or cutbacks and things like that. That's because people want to stick within their budget. So don't think you're better than these big global billion-dollar companies. Set yourself up a budget and you'll be fine. But
I know that Harvey, like, you know, if you're in the Houston area and pretty much, you know, Beaumont and all these other areas, Harvey did a lot of damage to a lot of us, and a lot, you know, it's not just you know, families that were affected. Companies and big multi-million-dollar companies were affected and still are affected. So if you think about all these companies that are shutting down, they're doing mass layoffs or they're doing secret layoffs or, you know, whatnot, just so they don't have to be in the public eye, you know, so they do have those, just FYI. So people do get laid off and you may not know that they're doing mass layoffs. So it's just, you have to be prepared for the unexpected. So that's what we're here for. So if you come sit down with us, we really sit down and work out something that's going to be tailored specifically to you and to your needs. We're here for you. Whatever your need is, that's what we're going to do.
Definitely.
And we're going to give whatever suggestions that we feel that could get you to your goal, and it's up to you really to apply it. And that's what we're here for. We want you to be able to live the best life that you're able to. Life. And we want not only to do that, but also for your kids and their kids to do the same thing.
Definitely.
Your generation should be able to get better and not grow worse, you know, as time goes on. So we want to, you know, do what's best for us.
Yes, we're here to walk with you hand in hand. We'll hold your hand and we'll walk you through the process. Again, we're not asking you to do something that we haven't done or that we're currently doing ourselves. Last podcast, we challenged you guys to write down your finances, right? Have that daily tracker. So that is something that we're doing ourselves, right? Yeah. Yancey, ask Yancey about it. He does it. Yancey is so good, man. He's so efficient with the way he manages his things. Yes, he's the debonair millionaire. So we're definitely doing that along with you guys. So now we're going to get into my favorite segment of the show.
And what is that?
That's the Millie Bag, guys. Dun, 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 dun. So if you're new to the show, the Millie Bag is when you guys email us, write into us, and you ask us a question that you would like for us to answer over air. We give our opinions, our suggestions about it. Again, the best thing that we can do for you guys is set up a one-on-one personal financial strategy so we can get all the details of what's going on and that we can help you best. So again, that's the best way to help you. But some people send in the questions that they don't mind being answered over air.
Okay, so what's the question?
Our Millie Bag this week, let's see what we have, right? It says, Dear Millennials, that's us, right? Dear Millennials, my boyfriend and I budget our money. Way to go, guys. I do really well sticking to mine and creating room for fun activities. He does not. Come on, guy, you got to do better. He recently asked me for money to go on a guy's trip for his birthday weekend. See, he's living his best life. I like the way this guy thinks. Her question is it wise to use funds from my entertainment portion of my budget to help him with his guy's trip? Signed, Danielle B. Okay, Danielle, let me go first with this one.
You can go first.
This is your boyfriend, Danielle. Help him out. He just want to live his best life. Definitely, right? Give to this guy so that he can do well. He's already budgeting. He's doing the best.
He ain't.
Come on, Regina. He's doing the best
that he wasn't budgeting.
But not like she is. He's doing the best that he can, Danielle. Give him this money so that he can live his best life and get things done. And I'm sure you don't need that entertainment portion of your budget this month. It's his birthday weekend for once. It only comes up once a year. It's not like he's going to have a birthday next time.
Why ain't he spending the birthday with her? Why isn't he spending his birthday with her?
I'm saying out of grown folk business. I don't know what's going on.
You would think he was spending with her. I mean,
I'm saying he's gonna have more birthdays. They have plenty of time.
You don't know how much time he got.
He got the time. Listen, Danielle, give this man this money so that he can have. He's going on a guy's trip for the week, man. Guys, you know what guys do when they're not honoring and being good, faithful servants to their ladies and to the Lord. They're in prayer groups, guys in Bible study, praying together, worshiping the Lord. That's what they're doing. And this guy's trip, that's probably what he's going to do. He's probably need the money so he can go on a mission trip. I'm advocating for my man. So he can go on a mission trip, right? That's what he's going to do on this guy's trip. It's not going to be turning up. It's not going to be, he's not going to run through. No, I'm saying he's going to use this money wisely. I say do it. What do you say, Regina? Go ahead and give this bad advice. Give us some bad advice. Go ahead. You can listen to Regina if you want to, Danielle, but go ahead, Regina.
I would say, Danielle, no.
What?
Tell him no, because if he wanted to go on the boys' trip, he would have saved for the boys' trip, because he should be spending time with you if it's his birthday. How do you know she didn't have anything? It's his birthday. How do you know she didn't have anything planned for him?
That's selfish then. If you didn't discuss it with him beforehand, like you don't just surprise him with it's a guy's trip. Like, no. But he is budgeting though, right?
No.
So kudos to...
You're already seeing what he's doing. He's putting his boys before you.
What?
Cut it.
What?
No.
It's bros on your birthday.
No.
Bros for birthdays. That's how I go, producer Mike. Bros before birthday. Bros on birthday. Yeah.
No.
Listen. Again, let's give them a congratulations for budgeting. They are budgeting well.
She's budgeting. He
is
was
too.
not.
He doesn't have.
Read the question
says,
again.
Oh.
Yeah. No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen. You caught me off guard, Danielle. My man. After this guy's trip, listen.
No,
I'm gonna get you the money. Danielle gonna get you the money. After Danielle give you this money, go ahead and set up a budget. Let her help you with it. Better yet, let me help you with it. Let Regina help you with it. But get this budget set up. Let her know that you're gonna do the best that you can. Because I know you out here on this mission trip, right? I'm pretty sure they're going somewhere to a local church retreat or something. He's not trying to go do something crazy with it. You know what I mean? Like, give him this money. He's not asking for too much. You know what I mean? If whatever he's asking for, give him $200 or $300 more. That would be my suggestion to make sure it's right.
That is not wise.
But because he's not budgeting,
that could go toward her savings.
But why? Because he's not budgeting, you say no?
Because he should be spending the time with her if it's his birthday. You would think he would spend time with her.
Are tough. Regina is one tough cookie, guys.
Because he already putting the boys before her. No, that's not a good relationship.
It's his birthday though, Regina.
Why wouldn't you want to spend
You get one birthday a year. Some people get, depending on when you were born, like if you, what is that? February 30th? February, what's that day in February?
No 30 days in February.
Whatever that mystery date is in February. You have a birthday every once a decade or something like that. Like, listen. This guy, man, he works so hard every year to make sure that you're happy. He's faithful. He's a really good guy. You know what I mean?
Know that?
I know guys. Guys, if there's the most faithful creatures on this earth are guys. Right, producer Mike?
Did you get my eye roll? Did you get my eye roll?
No.
I don't think he got my eye roll.
This guy is doing the best that he can each and every day. You know, he hasn't been managing his time well, but I'm glad you watching this podcast today. He's gonna start managing his time well. He's gonna start budgeting, but he's gonna first live his best life on his birthday trip for his weekend.
No,
you don't think so?
No, Danielle, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't set yourself up because then he gonna ask for more.
No, guys don't do that. What? I don't know what guys. Listen, Regina, I think you're getting too much of that air from the golf that's coming in. You spend too much time at Galveston. I don't know what you're doing, but your mind is being warped. This guy is so solid, man. I back this guy. Danielle, you know what I mean? If there's anybody you can trust, it's a guy with glasses like this.
With glasses with no glasses in them.
What? Anyway, listen, guys. Again, contact the Millennials and Money. You can follow me on all social sites. I'm Ahmad Scott everywhere. This is my email. You can see it right here below. Go ahead and follow the Millennials and Money page. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on Meetup.
Everywhere.
Everywhere that your phone is, we're there. So you can contact us, and then we're always available. You can give us a call. Regina's going to give you the phone number for that. And definitely take time to get your finances in order. That's what we're here for. We're your accountability partners in your financial world. We're going to take that walk with you. Regina, let them know where they can find you. How can they follow you and find you?
Follow me on Facebook. I'm Regina Walker. I'm on Instagram. Just contact me. I want to help you. Let me help you.
Yes. So Regina's fresh off of vacation. Her and the girls were living their best life.
Though.
Now we're going to San Jose. Next weekend?
Yeah, next weekend. I'm excited.
Man, it's gonna be so packed. Do you get up early for those? So let me tell you guys about convention. So when we
go to, I love convention.
Convention, it's please come. If you haven't been invited, contact me. I'll personally invite
California.
you.
I love
Listen, it's San Jose, California. It's with thousands, like 20,000 financial professionals talking. Like, I don't know if you've ever been around that many people with one common goal. It's talk about advancing and increasing your life. If you never rubbed elbows with a millionaire, you will definitely rub elbows with like thousands of millionaires, right? From California, Canada, all over Puerto the U.S. We come together in San Jose, California for a beautiful, glorious weekend of talking about how to come back and help you guys live your best life, how to manage and grow your money. And it's so packed in the convention. Like, you wake up at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
No, you got to be there at 6 in order to get a good seat.
I get there at like 7 o'clock. I wait in a long line because I like the excitement. You know what I do?
But guess who's going to be there? Damon John.
Damon John from
Shark Tank.
Fubu.
Yes, Shark Tank and all that.
Shark Tank, what? This is going to be, I'm telling you,
amazing.
If you've never been around if you're like, oh my gosh, I need some like-minded people. First, you have us. We're the millennials. Hey, guys. But you want to be around people who talk about money, who talk about advancing, who talk about growing passive income. Everything that you can think about with money, you're going to talk about it. You're going to rub elbows with some of the biggest millionaires. Yeah. And everybody's so, like, grounded. They're so down to earth.
Yeah,
they're very
not
approachable.
Stuck up people.
No. And then you're like, what? This guy makes $5 million a year. That is crazy. And he's
going to sit here and talk with me.
And just sit down and talk and help you advance. So
help you move up.
If you haven't been to one of these financial mega conferences, definitely give us a shout out. Hook us up.
Yes, because, hey, we have room.
Man,
join us.
It is definitely going to be fun. So,
and then I'm going to make a vacation out of it, though.
Of course she does.
A day or two early.
You're going to drive down to San Francisco?
Yes!
Oh, my God.
I'm finally get a chance to see the Golden Gate Bridge. I've
really?
Been all that. And
then,
I'm a big, I grew up watching Full House, so I'm going to go see the houses.
What? Do you watch Fuller House on Netflix?
No.
You haven't seen it?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, my God. It's so nostalgic. Like, I was like, oh, my gosh. Like, yeah, I was a Full House fan, too. But San Francisco.
I knew I liked you for a reason.
You know what I'm saying? We cool like that. Man, San Francisco is amazing. And you know what? I just saw an article that it is the most expensive city in the world, Craig.
Who you talking about? World. That's why I'm staying at a hotel outside of San Francisco.
San Jose is on the list. San Jose is like number 4 on the list of most expensive cities.
Yeah, but I'm staying outside of San Jose too.
Really?
Yeah, I ain't staying.
Look at Regina,
in
right?
The city.
Regina. This is how you be rich when
you gotta find the deal.
If you looked at the last Millennial Summer podcast, we talked about staying at the hotels, right? Don't fall into those tourist traps. I'm telling you, we practice what we preach out here.
Get a car and drive. That's what a car is
that's
for.
Uber, right? You have all those things. So we're going to live our best life in San Jose next weekend.
Yes.
We're going to be back with you guys starting the first Wednesday in August. I believe it is the first, right?
Is it?
It's the first of the month. Yeah.
Is it the first? Are you sure?
Yeah, don't question me on that. It is the first.
You know, I don't mind questioning.
But we'll be back. You'll be joined by some beautiful millennials here on the podcast. I hope you enjoyed your time with us. We are the Millennials and Money. I'm Ahmad Scott, a.k.a. Ahmad the Great. And you are?
I am Regina Walker, a.k.a. Rich Gina.
Yes, right? So, again, remember, use your time well. We have so much of it, but it's not here to waste. Wasted time is worse than wasted money, right?
Yes.
So be sure to pursue your greatness. It has been fun. Facebook, Millennials. See you guys next time.
Bye, Millennials.